So today I'd like to talk about, go deeper into the male and female detox and an aspect of it where we're releasing anger. So I'd like to talk about anger and how that's related to boundary issues. So anger gets triggered when our boundaries are violated, or something is out of integrity, out of alignment. And in a healthy person who doesn't have any hidden and suppressed anger from the past, that anger energy, when it comes up, when a boundary is violated, it's a good energy to use to defend your boundaries and to set things right. So it's a strong, actionable energy. But for most of us, we have a lot of hidden and suppressed anger. And so I'm going to talk more about anger, and then I want to talk about boundaries. So anger, because we've been socialized to keep control of our emotions, especially anger. It's not nice to show anger. And when it is, when we feel it and we hold it in, that's called suppression. When we have a boundary issue, a boundary that gets violated, and we don't even recognize the emotion of it, we repress it. And this happens a lot. Like I know this one really well. So as I was growing up, my parents, like most parents, were not comfortable with extreme expressions of emotion. And my mother, bless her soul, was a real peacemaker. She had a very compassionate heart. And so when I would be angry and be venting, telling her about something that I felt was unfair or whatever, she would tell me the other person's point of view, because she had a higher way of perceiving. And yet as a child, I would interpret this as I don't have the right to be angry. I don't have a good reason to be angry because they've got a good reason for doing what they did. And so that's how I interpret it, like I had no business being angry. And so her voice became my inner voice, and it went into my subconscious, which would talk me out of being angry before I even knew I was angry. And so that caused me to repress my anger. I didn't even know it was there. Didn't even know I was angry. But it was building up. And by the time I was 17 years old, I had irritable bowel syndrome. I had spastic colon. That was where my body was holding on to this anger. So some people repress it. Some people suppress it. They know it's there, but they keep a lid on it. But then sometimes they just burst out, and their anger expression is way more than what the situation calls for, because there's all this past anger that's coming up with it like a volcano. Another way that people who suppress or repress their anger, that it can come up, is in a passive-aggressive pattern. So that's when they kind of go along with you on the surface. Oh yes, okay, I understand, that's fine. And then somehow they get back at you some other way. You might even find that you have adopted a passive-aggressive style. And we do that because it wasn't safe to express our anger in our childhood. So we had to find another way to release it. So an example of this would be agreeing to do something that we really don't want to do, and then, oh, I forgot, or being late, or not doing it, or doing it halfway. And it kind of follows this subconscious, don't Don't get mad, get even. And so that's a passive aggressive pattern. So what we want to do is to really get all of that unexpressed anger that's in us and transform it into love, or transform it into passion, and use that energy in a positive way, a creative way that serves the highest good. And again, anger is triggered when our boundaries are violated. And in my next video, I'm going to talk about boundaries and boundary violations and what that means in relationships.